What perplexes me though is this thing called My Anime.
My Anime
would you
List.
you gotta
My
say
Anime
it's a
List.
whole term.
Okay, I'm sorry.
MyAnimeList.net.
Yeah. I'm not a very good anime connoisseur.
I think it's
I'm
like
not
the
an
number
connoisseur at
one site, pretty much.
Is
Because
it?
that's all I ever
Oh.
hear people talking about, except for AniList.net.
Annie List.
But
That's what
I'm not.
familiar with.
I went to that site and it looks more like Reddit.
I've never
the
heard of
layout
it.
looks like Reddit, so I don't really. I was like, I'm gonna stick to the app I got. So
Today we're gonna talk about some all kinds of Japanese animation. So Chelsea, I'm gonna throw it over to you as the returning guest, but you also have something else here called MyAnimeList.net. And we're gonna go over yours, we're gonna go over Frankie's, what you guys are watching, what you're willing to expunge to the public. I mean, it's public info. I'm looking.
I mean,
at
I
right
mainly
now.
just put the links up there just so we could look at them.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I'm not gonna say my username though or anything. I don't want people like.
Well,
jumping
let's.
on that.
You know what? I got a better idea. Let's go to the
Can we
one
just
below
do what we're
that.
currently watching?
Yeah, let's do what you're currently watching. What do you guys?
Because a whole
watching?
episode I think would fill up my anime.
Oh
list.
yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. And what are you guys currently watching right now?
Oh, don't ask me that because I've got about.
It's always everything.
Is it currently updated, Frankie?
No.
So wait, do you?
So
have
I don't
notes?
even update mine until I finish it.
Okay.
So
You mean
mine's
like when you
always
finish a show?
lagging, but like every season I'm watching, God, a majority of what's airing. So as soon as the season finishes, all of a sudden I'll add 10 plus anime to my anime list. I'm not as good as Chelsea over here.
So I actually caught up with. I try to watch current seasonal this time. What I do usually is I wait till the season's over, then I
binge
download
watch.
everything. That is on my list. I watch 5 episodes of everything. If I don't like it by episode 5, I drop it because I ain't got no
Wow,
time.
5 is a lot of commitment.
That's a lot.
I have a whole.
That's
like,
an hour and a
three.
half.
Three,
Right?
no. You can get
You
three
go
episodes
3
in
episodes?
less than an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you skip intro, you skip outro.
Yeah.
That's 5 minutes right
Jacob
there.
is
That
like,
is right there.
Yeah,
Jacob
then the
Bailey's
18
like, we
minutes-
don't skip in this. We don't skip.
But that's, that gets it down to the 18-minute mark. You can get 3 episodes in. If you do one potty
Yeah.
break somewhere and all of that, you're good.
If there's like too much talking, you can scrub a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
See if it's still interesting.
Time-honored sport of anime speed watching.
Yeah, exactly. 5 times speed.
I don't know
You
when,
get
I
done
was,
with it in 2
when I
minutes.
was like when I started watching, just because shout out to my buddy Josh in Idaho. He convinced me to watch One Piece, just like the first couple episodes,
Oh.
and I was like hooked. And I was like, and you convinced me too. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
think
right off
you
the bat,
mentioned
One
it.
Piece is so fun.
I know, Frankie, you mentioned at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a commitment.
Yeah.
I got through like 800 and
I have
whatever.
I have the number here that I don't know if it's
okay,
updated
that's the
yet.
unupdated.
I have the
one.
unupdated number.
No, I think I'm at like 876 somewhere in that
Dang.
bubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I looked it up too before you guys got here. They're currently on episode 1118.
Dubbed. I was
Dubbed?
watching it dubbed, yeah.
Mm.
Because
I was like, oh,
then
this
I don't
is-
know what episode
This
they're
has
on.
been out for like, 20 years at this point,
Yeah.
with all those
Feels
episodes.
longer.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'll totally watch it dubbed. They're probably almost all there. And my friend Mike was the one who got me to watch it, and he was like, no, just watch it. It'll be fine. And then I got to currently dubbed stuff, and he's like, switch over to subbed. I'm like, I did not watch 870 episodes in English to have all the voices changed. It's not happening at this point.
It's hard to make that switch too. I just finished Monster, which was David's recommendation. I was going back and forth because I
It
felt
wasn't-
like there was some things that might have been that kind of made me double think. Like, wait a minute, like was that how they said it in the original? And then there was some music stuff that was going on because they mentioned the song "Over the Rainbow" from Wizard of Oz, but it was clearly not "Over the Rainbow" playing in the dub. So I went back and I watched like the Japanese version, and it was the original song, so it was like a copyright thing. And then a lot of like the background music was different in the sub and the dub. Like in the dub, they just kept recycling a bunch of different music.
That sucks.
So it was really interesting. Yeah.
Aboard and play along.
he didn't talk you into, what is it, Darker Than Black or Darker
Oh,
Than Dark?
after we watched it on
That's
Anime
pretty good.
Night, I finished that
I like
too.
it. I like it. I got to finish that season. Really good.
It's cool.
But yeah, when I was watching, I'm like, dude, this show is like really, really fun. But I had to go dub because I'm like playing Minecraft or something on the side. So I'm like, I
did
can't pay attention
too.
to a sub while watching this. So I'm
See,
just gonna.
okay, I did
and also,
that
it's
too,
1,000
yeah.
episodes, so I'm like, I'm not
I had
gonna
it playing in the
complete this.
background while I was playing Minecraft too.
Ah, that's
So-
awesome.
Okay, I actually watched all
Yeah.
876
Oh,
episodes.
I commit.
Not to
Yeah.
offend.
100%
okay.
of my brain is focused on this.
No, I may have fallen asleep somewhere in there at least once.
Yeah, probably.
And you
But
miss an episode here.
I did get the kids dragged into. They watched probably about 100-ish
Nice.
Of One
episodes.
Piece.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Those rookie
so,
numbers, but
yeah.
they're getting there, you know.
Okay, David, dub or sub? What do you like?
It depends on the anime for sure.
Yeah, it does.
Some like like when you start watching in English because that's just what's on like, streaming platforms or whatever, and then you get to the limit of the dub and you have to switch over to the sub, it's like
And you can't wait.
it's like now all the really like masculine male characters sound like
Little
early
kids.
Japanese men.
Yeah.
So it's like
And then like some are played by actual women sounding like boys. So
Yeah.
it's like,
On,
oh,
on a tangent of this, though, Naruto actually did really good. The English
Really?
voice actor
okay.
sounds exactly like the Japanese voice actor. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
almost
awesome.
uncanny, and they are not the same person by any means or stretch, but they do sound really close. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I'm gonna bring up Dragon Ball because it is my favorite anime.
Yeah.
Mostly for nostalgia factor, but
Yeah.
original Dragon Ball is better than Dragon Ball Z. Okay, but we'll go.
Oh,
we're-
the series before Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Z,
The
before
Dragon
they all grow
Ball.
up? Okay.
Yeah, Dragon
okay.
Ball.
yeah, Dragon Ball. Okay,
Dragon Ball.
the dragons.
dude,
what
I
now?
lost my train of
Dragons, what
thought.
now?
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally off topic. We were talking about the voices in the same.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Dragon Ball, Goku, miles apart. They're not even not even remotely, and that changes the tone.
Oh,
So
dude,
It
we,
changes the tone
uh,
of how you perceive something. Like the words are supposed to be the
yeah.
same, but their
You're
tone
suddenly
and
like
their demeanors-
repelled
yeah,
when it's different. You're like,
yeah.
what the heck? We were playing, so Lexi got Jump Force because it was on sale on Xbox, and we were like, oh yeah, that looked cool. And we changed. It went from it was in dub. We're like, nah, put it in sub, put it
no.
in Japanese. Goku is still an old lady. They have the same lady
Yeah,
playing Goku, and he's like big and muscly, and he's like, what?
yeah,
We're
Yeah.
like, oh, like, what the
Yeah.
heck? Because Josh and Sam were with us, and they're like, what?
They're like, oh god,
It
this
was
is
so
horrifying.
funny
Yeah.
because they only played it whatever at a friend's house, and so it was like dubbed
yeah.
and stuff, and then we changed it. We're like, what
Yeah.
is this?
That reminds me when we watched The Great Pretender on Netflix for Toonami Tuesday night one time, and it starts in Japanese, and we have the dub on, and I'm like, what's
Oh,
going on here? So we
yeah.
switch it to Japanese, same
So
thing, and I'm like,
cool.
what's going on?
because they're
Because
actually speaking in
they're actually
Japanese.
speaking
Yeah.
they're actually speaking Japanese, the voice actors, and I'm like, oh, it's like a con guy, and he's going through it, and then he turns to English. We're like, oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense.
It's part of the Ocean's 11 vibe that they were. trying
Dude,
to
I-
do.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
loved
it was
that.
pretty good.
Def-
Definitely
so
the
good.
Cowboy Bebop
So good.
circle.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
it's definitely very appealing to the Western audience. Very much. Kind of like Vinland Saga as well.
Ooh,
I
okay,
lost-
we'll talk about
yeah, I
that.
was
We'll
gonna
talk
say-
about
that.
that
All
one,
right.
dude.
I got-
Season 1 was epic. Season 2.
What?
Uh-oh.
I couldn't keep my
What?
interest. I have to go back to it. Yeah. Yeah.
I've had trouble getting into season 1. I dropped.
What?
I actually hit drop, and
What?
then
Wow.
season 2 came out, and I was like, wait, this is how much
Okay.
you're
Those
changing it?
episodes are
So
bangers.
I jumped back onto
Yeah.
season 1,
Dude.
binged it, finished it, and then jumped onto season 2,
Season
and I
1
loved
was
it.
so good with the right amount of cliffhanger, like suspense going on.
It's
and-
more action focused. This
Yeah.
season 1.
Season 2, I just was like,
Yeah,
You
season 1 is
kicking
more,
butts
way
and, like,
more
doing-
battles,
yeah.
way more battlefields, way more guys
Yeah.
getting their fingers scissored off and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like it's really cool and like how to infiltrate
man
things.
show.
I
So
also
much
watched
manly
that one subbed. And
I did too.
I did
a
too.
friend tried to
Yeah.
get me to watch it. Like he came over to hang out and he was watching it dubbed. And I'm like, I mean, it's not bad had
Yeah.
I started it dubbed,
Mhm.
but to try and watch it
Mm.
in English after like Torfin.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It-
they're like
it-
super
it-
manly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It threw me off. It would. So
Yeah.
and
You're
I'm
like,
not. I'm not one of those people who are like,
Really
oh,
watching
subbed is better and dubbed is better. It's just more like a once you set the tone.
Yeah, once you set the tone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It sucks to switch it because they're not acted the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I watched that sub. I watched the first 6 episodes.
yeah,
And
I think
I thoroughly
Frankie
enjoyed
recommended the sub for
it.
you.
Really good.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I watched. It was
Yeah.
Jake,
gotta
just
finish
Don't
it.
listen to him.
I
Don't
gotta-
listen. Watch season
What?
2.
what?
Watch
oh,
season
oh,
2.
Sure.
So I'm gonna be.
I barely
I'm-
watch anything. I mean, you're lucky to get me to watch
That's
stuff
true.
like this.
That's
You know.
true.
I'm still gonna be the hated black sheep in the room because I also didn't really care for. Okay,
It's
so I
like,
didn't know
you
this.
like
Hold
Harvest
on.
Moon or something.
No,
Oh,
hold
oh,
on.
oh,
Well,
oh,
yeah, okay.
That's
Just
why.
kidding. So, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Season 1 was really good, and it reminds me of Demon Slayer in the
Yeah,
like
Does.
it was good, but then like episode 14-ish,
is when it got
it just
great.
got
Yeah.
epic. Okay, so I watched it. Season 2 came out, and I had lagged behind in Jujutsu, and so
Okay.
I started it dubbed, and I was like, oh, my friend was like, you need to watch it. Dude, it just gets crazy. And I was like, I started it dubbed, and I tried to watch it subbed, and it bugged me. Although it was not
Okay.
bad. It's not as bad as other animes,
Yeah.
right? I could
Yeah,
have
yeah,
probably
the
switched
dub's
back and
the dub's
forth.
good.
Okay,
I like that.
well, before we go on to the next one more thing
Uh-huh.
about sub versus dub. So I started watching the Ancient Magus Bride subbed.
Mhm.
And that's how I watch everything. I watch everything in Japanese with subtitles. Because that's just, I'm like, it's better for me to just not focus on how different people's voices might sound and distract me. I'm just going to watch it, what's out, and it's current. And then if I don't like it, whatever. But I watched Ancient Magus Bride, and I'd been reading the manga. So I knew what was kind of going to happen. And then I was like, now wait a minute. One person on one podcast or something mentioned the dub. And they said who was playing in it. And they said the girl who was Chise, this was like her first thing ever. And I was like, okay. And they say it's really good. And I watched it. And then I couldn't watch the sub after that.
Yeah.
It was
No,
the first time in
she's
years I
really
had watched a
good.
dub, but it was actually good. And like Elias, like, hello, like,
Yeah.
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 And so I was like, I lagged on purpose just to watch the dub because
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch the sub. I wanted to watch it dubbed. It was so good,
Yeah. It is.
which is rare. It's rare when that happens.